your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Many of you probably woke up this morning, hit the roads, and man, it was like an ice rink out there. And you can see on our camera, that's Gibson City. Normally a clearer view, but you can kind of see a little bit of ice on the lens there. Roofing guy at Gibson Area Hospital camera. More of that slick weather condition activity is going to be out there as we head throughout the course of tonight. So definitely be on the lookout as we're anticipating yet again another round of potential snow to move in as we get into later on tonight. All is clear right now. We've got temperatures that are hanging into the mid-teens. But look what happens when you factor in the wind. One. It feels like one outside, but it's about to get a lot worse as we go below zero. Look out for the slick conditions and the additional snow for tomorrow, which could make tomorrow's evening commute a tricky one. We'll share that with you when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
A man is dead and his wife shot. We will tell you what police know so far. Plus, firefighters are the ones who you send into a burning building. Why this time they had to run back out instead.
And it's one concern you probably didn't think about much during the pandemic, what staying home did to your body.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
We know that as a family group and the support of one another, we will get through this.
State police are investigating after a man was found dead and his wife with a gunshot wound. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Police responded to a call late Saturday night. When they got there, they found the body of 46-year-old Robert Ogburn and his wife, Leanne. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer live in our newsroom. Jared, so what do we know so far?
Jennifer, police say they still have not confirmed the exact causes of Ogburn's death, but they do believe that this was an isolated incident. Police were called to U.S. Route 136 near Penfield. The Champaign County coroner pronounced Robert Ogburn dead when they arrived at the scene. Leanne was also found with gunshot wounds and is currently in the hospital recovering from her injuries. Thankfully, her family says that she is in stable condition and is expected to make a full recovery.
She's doing so well, and to see that sparkle back in her eyes and to hear her attitude and her sass, that means the world to all of us.
The family says if you have any thoughts, prayers, or love that you can send their way, to please do so. They say they're still trying to unpack everything that happened and are taking things one day at a time. Jennifer?
Jared, so they have no idea what could have happened?
So far, they are still investigating, as I said. They say if you know anything or anything that happened, to give them a call.
All right, give state police a call. All right, Jared, thank you so much.
A man and a woman are facing several charges in Shelby County after an investigation by the sheriff's office. Elena Hightower and Kyle Schumacher were arrested after they tried to speed away from deputies. Authorities found meth on them. Between the two, they've been charged with aggravated battery, armed violence, and aggravated fleeing. And Mattoon police need your help identifying the people in those pictures. Take a look. They're investigating, quote, a matter that happened at JCPenney. If you know who those people are or have any other information about this, call Mattoon Police or Coles County Crime Stoppers.
2 young children and 4 other people were sent to the hospital after a car crash yesterday. It happened here in Sailor Springs, that's in Clay County. Police say 42-year-old Danny Escobar from Evansville, Indiana, lost control of his car in the snow and hit a semi head-on. He and 4 passengers were seriously hurt. That includes a 4-year-old boy, a 3-year-old girl, and 2 women. Police say they may not survive. The semi-driver is expected to be okay. Icy roads caused several crashes this morning that closed part of I-57. You see the car here in the ditch. There were several slide-offs and crashes between Curtis Road and the I-72 interchange. At least 4 cars were involved. No word if anyone was hurt. Coming up tonight at 10, we're going to take a look at the science behind keeping roads ice-free when the deep freeze settles in.
A house fire in Springfield got so dangerous, the fire department had to clear the scene. Nobody, though, firefighters nor civilians, was hurt. WCIA 3's Cole Henke is live at the scene of that fire. Cole, what did the neighbors have to say about what happened?
Well, the neighbors that called 911 and got the fire department here saw it as early on from when the first smoke started coming through the windows. They called, and then fire truck after fire truck arrived on the scene, and eventually it got so bad that even the firefighters had to evacuate the building for a bit. A house fire in Springfield grew out of control Tuesday morning. The damage to the home got so bad that the firefighters heard the abandoned building tone.
So that when they hear that noise, they're actually supposed to drop their tools, drop the hose line, leave it there, and get out of the building as soon as possible, because there's some type of imminent danger that the battalion chief can see from the outside that they need to get out of the building as quickly as possible.
The home on North Wesley Street on the city's east side was unoccupied. Nobody was hurt in the fire. Neighbors saw the smoke first and called 911, and with what they saw early on, they were just happy it wasn't worse.
It's kind of, a bit scary because you don't know what could happen. Something could blow up. It's being that it's so close to being with houses, anything could have happened with that. Could have fallen over to one of these houses, or just, it could have been a lot bad and deadly than what it was.
The outside of the home is largely intact, but the fire chief says the inside is burned completely.
There can be considerable amount of fire load on the inside of the building. There could be holes in the floor. There could be collapsed areas on the inside of that building right now, and you wouldn't be able to tell from the outside. So.
Now, the fire crews wrapped up the scene here earlier this afternoon, and the cause of that fire is still under investigation. Both the Springfield Fire Department and the State Fire Marshal are trying to determine what caused this blaze. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Cole, if you get any updates, let us know. Thanks. There were two other fires in Springfield today, one on South Whittier Street near Outer Park Drive and one on Center Street near South MacArthur. In Sydney, firefighters were called to an apartment fire that damaged a furnace. Happened at the corner of Scarborough and Main around 3 today. When they arrived, crews saw smoke coming from under the floorboards. They say the fire was caused by a faulty boiler in the basement. Firefighters were able to put it out before it spread.
They won't have heat for a little bit. They'll have to have somebody come in and look at the furnace, see what's going on there. But there's a reason why that happened. They'll have to figure that out.
Firefighters say nobody was hurt, and it'll take a few days to fix the furnace.
The Illinois House will return to Springfield for 1 day of session tomorrow. The House will adopt the rules to determine how new Speaker Chris Welch will run the chamber. And they plan to allow House committees to do work remotely. They would still have to show up in Springfield to vote on passing new laws. The new rules would also limit a speaker or minority leader to 10 years in office. Some Republicans want to see those term limits written into the law.
And I think that's the problem, is the fact that when it's in rules, it's easier to get around it than it is if it's in statute, or really if it's in the Constitution. But I think the best avenue for us to go down right now would be to pass legislation that would put it in statute, to have it affect both the House and the Senate, to have it as a law instead of in the rules.
The House and Senate were scheduled for a joint session next week, but instead, Governor Pritzker will deliver his budget address and State of the State speech virtually this year, instead of cramming both chambers into one room. In a sneak peek, the governor said he will not push for any new taxes in this year's budget.
Shoveling your driveway isn't usually fun, but one man made sure it was. We'll show you how he got creative.
Got some tips. Also tonight, COVID-19 isn't the only health concern during the pandemic. What physical therapists are seeing more of.
Kevin, it's not getting any warmer tonight with the sunset.
No. Even if the sun was out, we wouldn't be doing anything. It's just so cold, and going to continue to stay cold. We can't even melt off some of the ice on our weather cameras out there. That's down in Charleston. You can still see a little bit of that shimmer there on the screen. More snow tonight, more snow tomorrow. And 30 below zero wind chills in the forecast coming up.